guys, time for some afternoon thoughts because I just have too much rattling in my mind and I just got to get some stuff out. So, did you see the news about the huge sycamore tree that was chopped down for no good reason in the north part of England? I mean, supposedly a 16-year-old did it, sawed it down with a chainsaw. I mean, this tree is huge. It is 300 years of growth, which is just like massive. You can see in the picture the size of the tree, and then when you take into consideration the size of the person next to it, I mean, this tree is huge. And no one can figure out why this kid did it. I mean, the kid is suspected of doing it. On Reddit, some people were questioning whether a 16-year-old had the capacity to do this kind of work. Was it malicious? I mean, who knows? But the kid's on bail, was released. And it's just really sad. Like, it's gone. This tree is, well, the growth on top of the earth is gone. Of course, what's underneath the ground is still alive and doing well, and maybe it'll regrow, but it'll take 300 years for it to regrow, and it'll never be the same. This tree is just so picturesque. It was featured in the movie Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, and people walk by, they've gotten engaged there, married there, I don't know, maybe married, I'm kind of making that one up, engaged there, they've got spread ashes of deceased people there, and it's just so terrible. Why would someone do this? Well, speaking of death, Senator Dianne Feinstein passed away. She was 90 years old. I know for the last couple months, the last year or so, I've been thinking myself that she shouldn't be in office because she's too old. She should be at home enjoying herself. But at the same time, I know that she's been doing a lot of hard work for her constituents and for charities, and it is sad to hear about her passing. I think it's more sad for me to think that she got into her older age and she didn't. This is my judgment. I was going to say that she didn't, spend time with her family and friends and doing the things that she enjoyed, but I think actually she did. She enjoyed politics. She enjoyed all the commotion and all the people around her and doing good things with her time and her status. So I feel sorry on one arm, but on the other arm, I guess it's hands, I feel sorry on one hand for her, but at the same time, she died doing what she loved. So rest in peace, Senator.
Hello everyone. I'm sitting here at home with a little doggie that I dearly love. Voting is so fundamental to democracy, and I hope everyone votes. It is very important.
And on that note, I still do think that elderly politicians should not be in office. They should be playing golf. They should be going to look at beautiful things with their grandkids. I mean, my father right now, he's up in Michigan. He's sending me pictures of lakes and bridges, and he's driving around talking about not knowing what's the difference between a washing machine and a dryer at the hotel. I mean, he's just doing regular stuff. He doesn't need to be sitting in an office surrounded by people and stressors and due dates, and enjoy your life. So I don't understand why. So I'm going to just let this go with this next clip of Senator Feinstein and Kamala Harris. Hint, hint.
Cogent, direct, says what she thinks, runs an office well. It is so very special. I, Kamala Harris, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States.
I don't know. I kind of feel sad that she didn't retire earlier and enjoy her time with her family. Why did she want to work so hard so late in her life? I don't really understand that. I kind of still don't understand why Biden even wants to be president right now. just go spend time with your family. Go do the things that you want to do. You don't have to have these political roles. Like, let the younger people take over. I mean, I don't know your political preferences. I'm happy with Biden as president. But I do think I really like Kamala Harris, and she would be just fine taking over and letting Biden just be a grandpa. Like, my dad right now, he's up in Michigan. He's enjoying his life. He's like sending me pictures of bridges and lakes, and he's being an old man is what my father is doing. He retired. Isn't it true that when you die, or isn't it, what people say when you die, you think about your memories of your family and the places and people that you've known. You don't think about the due dates you missed or the work that you accomplished. It's just not, it's not important. It's not a priority when you're later in your years. But to each their own. But anyway, rest in peace, Senator Feinstein. Speaking of senators, Fetterman, I don't even care what his first name is. He looks like a lost man in pictures because he's always just so scruffy, and I'm allowed to look scruffy because I'm a nobody. I'm just a person sitting at my computer, eating my lunch, drinking some water. But if I were a senator, I think I would put a little bit more effort into how I look, because I represent other people. I represent change, and I'm telling other people what to do, essentially. Like, that is their job as senators, to tell other people this is how you're supposed to be. And I just don't see Mr. Scruffaluffagus over here as a role model, wearing hoodies and shorts, and you're in an elected role. I think you should dress the part, look the part. And now there are dress codes in Senate, and Senator Fetterman showed up today in a suit and tie. And I have to say, he looks nice. He looks respectable. He doesn't look like a homeless man or a guy who's like leaving the gym. Because leaving the gym, you can dress a certain way, but going to work in the Senate, I don't know. I still have dresses. They don't fit, but I still have dresses from when I was working. Did I look respectable when I was working? I don't know. I think I tried, but I just didn't really care in my last job. But in previous jobs, I guess I cared. I don't know. It's easy to judge, isn't it? It is. Speaking of judging, I probably should judge myself. eBay knocked me down to below standard, and I was planning to do a whole big video about it, but I just don't have time and energy. Because when you're below standard, you have higher fees, and it's just this catch-22. So let me backtrack why I am a below standard seller on eBay. I was on eBay for a couple... Well, I was on Amazon for a number of years. I was on eBay with a store for a full year. And I was dissatisfied that I just kept on feeling that eBay was shutting me out. Because there'd be... It would be like a faucet. So you've got a faucet and you turn on full blast and you get a whole bunch of water. And then you twist it down and to a trickle, and you get just, like a trickle of water. Well, with eBay, it was the same way. Sometimes you would just get like 20 orders almost all at once. And you're like, where did all these people come from that want my stuff right now when there's other people selling the same stuff? Why would they come to me right then and there? And then for like 5 or 6 days, there'd be like, 1 or 2 sales. And I thought maybe it had to do with, paydays or, different kinds of like bonus structures, that like times of the year and things that people get bonuses. But it really wasn't. It was just that eBay was turning on and off the faucet, in my opinion. That is, I strongly still believe that. I had all these eBay seller vlogs that I did, and I talked about that. I still believe it. So I was like, you know what? Bye-bye, eBay. I'm gone. So I took, I think, like a 2-month break. And then I decided, it's time to go back on. It's, might as well. I've got too much stuff here. All these boxes are filled with, like, eBay stuff. So I should just go on and sell it. So I started my eBay store up again. The thing is, I did have a couple problems that I had caused in my last store. And they're called defects. So I had a few defects. I have a couple thousand books, probably even closer to like 3 or 4,000 books. And sometimes, people would buy one and I just couldn't find it. And so I would cancel the order and say lost inventory. Well, that's a defect. And once you get up to 2% defect of your total sales, not by sales amount, but by the number of orders, then you get dropped down into this below standard. So I was top rated, which is, below standard. I forgot what standard is, just like regular, and then top rated. I was top rated for a very long time, and I was top rated for that very first month. And then I had one more defect. And it's my fault. I'm not going to blame eBay for that. It's my fault. I had a defect, knocked me up to 2.15% in my defect rating, and then I became below standard. The thing is, with below standard, they turn off the faucet. It's almost off. Like, there might be a drop. So the only way to get back to regular sales level is to make more sales. And I'd have to make, I think it was like 50 more sales, because I took that break. When you take a break, you don't have any sales, right? And so it skews with your ratings, so that one defect might not have meant anything if I had all the usual sales per month during my break time. But because I didn't, that one defect hurt me considerably. And like I said, I'd have to get like 50 new sales to get back below 2%. And eBay just wasn't letting me have the sales because I was below standard and the faucet was off. So it's like this is catch-22. You have to sell more things, but you can't sell more things. And they also don't let you promote. You cannot promote your listings. Now, I understand why they do this, because there are really crappy sellers on eBay. And they abuse the system. They sell really awful things. Or, buying stuff that just, it looks too good to be true. Like a $5 item that looks like it came from Etsy for like $300, and then to find out that yes, actually the picture was stolen from Etsy and the item you got was a $5 item. But those are bad sellers and they need to be penalized. But people who just kind of get caught up in a numbers game, I don't know. It doesn't seem fair. You get to, I don't know. I did get to keep all of my ratings, all of my reviews, and I have a couple hundred reviews from my last store, and those did come over, so I guess I have to take the good with the bad. Take the reviews along with the defects. Oh well. Well, anyway, I am getting a few more sales now and then. Like this guy. He's in the box already. Like this guy. Mr. Indian guy. I really should have sold him for like $30, but I really just need to make some sales. So Mr. Indian guy is going to his new home for $5. Shipping was $25. Oh yeah, because I'm below standard, eBay is also taking a larger percentage in selling fees. So basically the whole $5 I earned is going to seller fees, taxes. Yeah, that's it, because I can't do promotions. So it's really a washout. I lost this guy, but I got a sale. And I really didn't want him anyway. He was taking up space, and I was really afraid I was going to break him anyway. The cat has been like knocking stuff over. The cat already broke like another figure. This guy, he got broken. Got knocked over. This is why I'm not doing figurines. I just can't keep them. Anyway, yeah, I sell on eBay. I sell mostly books, but I sell some other random stuff when I have them. But below standard. So there's just no way to get out of below standard except for waiting. So at the end of October, I do have 2 of the defects that will be outside of the window. So there's a year-long window that's always moving. And so once we get to the end of October, last year's October defect will be outside of the window, and then I'll be back under 2%. Just have to wait. Next topic, this is number 4 for today, is I'm still drinking this. This drink actually, there's a lot in here, and I can't seem to drink it all in one. Ooh, I just kind of twist it. I wonder if it's going to have the vapors. It's just not catching the vapors. You can't see it. How I got cut off from State Farm. Again, this was another video that I wanted to make, like a full video, but I am a digital hoarder as well as like an actual hoarder, and I can't delete files, and my computer is full, and I'm getting to the point where I am just full up on storage. I have no storage left, so I have to get these ideas out somehow in like smaller bits to get them out, because you know they're gonna make a difference. Well, anyway, this one might for other people. So I'm wondering how many other people got cut off from State Farm recently. The last couple of months, maybe the last year, has just been like really challenging for me to focus and to just be motivated. I've been doing a lot of thinking about motivation, lazy, and depression, because I don't know what the difference is. I don't know where I sit in this spectrum, but that I probably should leave for another day. But I haven't been doing that great. I've been like missing payments and just bleh. Well, I missed my payment for State Farm, and I missed it. And I got my policy cut off, so I didn't know this. I tried calling to, pay, and they're like, yeah, you don't have a policy with us. So my local State Farm agent, she tried to get me a new policy, or like to reinstate it, and then she wrote me a message which kind of was crappy, like you couldn't call me, but whatever. She called and she's like, unfortunately we can't insure you. And I was shocked. I called her back and I was like, why? Because I don't have any accidents, I'm a good driver. The only claim I had was something that's allowed in Florida. It's a given. You're going to get a new windshield I think it's every year, I don't remember, but I got a new windshield. That was it. That's the only claim I've made in like 7 or 8 years that I've been with State Farm. And I was like, State Farm must love me because I'm paying all the time, and I've paid you how much money every year, and I don't charge you anything. Like, I'm never in trouble. And she's like, yeah, sorry, we just can't. And the thing is too, like, the agents are so disembodied from the business, where they're told what to do by people somewhere else. And where are these risk managers? Are they like in New York? Are they in some like small town somewhere else, a call center? Or are they like overseas just looking at numbers? Or is it just AI that looks at your information and yes or no? I don't know. And whatever it was said no to me. And yes, it's hard being told no. No one wants to be told no, and you can't have something. But I couldn't figure it out. My license, I checked, it had not been suspended, because I thought maybe if I didn't pay, State Farm had gone already and told the state to suspend my license because I didn't have insurance. Nope, it was still good. Don't know. I had this, a sinking thought that maybe my plan was too good. And in today's economy, they don't like that policy, and so they're like, nope, we're just not going to have you have that policy. But if they did that, then why wouldn't they just offer me a different policy that was higher? I don't know. But that was my thought. So the lady's like, well, we can check back in 3 months or 6 months and see if you're interested in getting insurance. And I told her, quite frankly, that I had no plan on going back to State Farm. Like, you've already told me that you don't want me. You don't want my money. You're not going to offer me a policy. Why would I go back to you? So I instantly went, and she's like, yeah, I understand. They're super nice people. I'm not criticizing the people in Palatka. They're nice people. I'm not saying which one either. It's just whatever. It doesn't matter. They're all nice. They're just doing their job. It's somebody else. Some other, like, invisible person behind a computer, or a computer that's making the decision. And I think that therein lies a problem with the future. We're giving way too much power to computers and impersonal decisions. But back to my story. So I instantly went back on the internet, looked at different policy providers, found Geico. The guy at Geico, I know he was like he's an actor. He knows exactly what to say, how to say it, answers every question perfectly. But you know what? I don't care. I just wanted a cheap policy that covered whatever I needed to cover, and he offered it. I got accepted, moved on. But before I hung up with him, I asked him what his take on it was. And he's like, I think you're right. I think that they just didn't want your policy anymore. I had a good policy. I was fully covered. I was insured up the yin yang. I had a pillow around me, that's for sure. And it was a good rate. I didn't realize how good of a rate it was until I went looking for other policies. He agreed. He thought it was very likely that, because he's like, he's looking at my record and he's like, you're clean. There's nothing there except that windshield. So I also thought back to this article I read recently about home insurers just cutting off people's policies for no reason at all. And in the article I read, there was this one gentleman who, at the beginning of the article, he was upset. He was upset that, kind of like in my situation, but he had been with the same insurer for 20, 30, 40 years, I forget how long. And he thought, he's been paying his bills, he's been a good policy holder, he's not been a trouble. And then all of a sudden, they just canceled it. I can't remember if he was part of this, but the insurers had been flying drones around and, finding ridiculous things. I think his story was that he had a pool and he and his wife had drained the pool because there was a drought. They didn't want to waste water. And it was just, not something that needed anymore. And they had their policy canceled. I think that was the guy. Well, at the end of the story, at the end of the article, the writer goes back to this man and gives the end of the story. The end of the story is he found a new provider, lower rates, better conditions. He's happy with what he has now, and he's paying less, so he's happy. And I understand what he's saying. Like, it hurts to be rejected, and rejected for no real reason. But then there's relief at the end where you find something better. You didn't realize that there was something better because you were so comfortable with what you had before. Hopefully I don't need the insurance, but have it. There's some consideration to just not even having a car, selling the car, walking, riding my bike, getting rides from other people like my boyfriend, or just, eliminating the need to really drive. And maybe it would have been better to just kind of eliminate driving altogether. In the end, it is nice having a car. It is. I've already gone on a trip down to Orlando. I'm going to Jacksonville soon to go record at Buc-ee's. Just like going out to lunch, going to meet friends, going to do things. So, yeah, it is nice having a car, but it really does stink, and I will not go back to State Farm. Goodbye, State Farm. You don't need me. I don't need you. See ya. Okay, point number 5 that was on my mind earlier, and then this is it. I see now why people make appointments. I mean, I'm 40 years old. I probably should have seen this and understood it earlier. Let me take a drink. I'm not sure if this is giving me heartburn. I have had heartburn for the last couple of days, and I'm not sure. But there's so much self-care that is not being done. But when you have appointments, you say on Wednesday at 3 o'clock, I'm going to the hairdressers and they're going to dye my hair. And then on, Saturday at 2, I'm going to have some waxing done. And you go to these appointments and somebody else is already ready for you. They have all the supplies and they do the work for you. I never understood why people wanted to be waxed. Because I waxed myself. After going to esthetician school, I learned how to wax and I was like, well, this is easy. You can just do it yourself. But like I just said, when you have an appointment, you don't have to worry about making sure you have the wax, setting up the heater, waiting for the heater, finding your little sticks, and actually doing the work and yelling ow as you force yourself to pull. That's the hardest part. There are some places where you need someone else to pull, and you can't really do it yourself. So yeah, that's why you make appointments. So I'm trying to make appointments with myself and say, all right, Jenny, Saturday at 9, you're going to do your hair. And I'm like, no, because Saturday at 9, I'm doing something else. And Saturday at 10, I'm doing something else. Just don't know when. But look at this. Look at all these grays coming in. My hair is just so dark now. Oh yeah, I bleached my hair and I ruined my hair. Just ruined it. Just awful. Just look at that. It is all dry and hay-like. I went to a beauty conference and all the people, of course, they were like selling tools and things. They're like, your hair is your, what do they say? Your hair is your business card. And I was like, well, I mostly work with old people. They don't care what my hair looks like. And I work with animals. My cat is grooming himself. He doesn't care what I look like. But yeah, we need to do some stuff. So maybe tomorrow, when I do my little thoughts, maybe there'll be some little different stuff. But I want to hang up some curtains too up there. Again, this is probably like in 20 minutes. No one's watching all this. Just me talking to myself. If you actually do watch this, write a comment. Tell me you think I'm crazy or not. I don't know. But that's it for today. I got to edit this and get it out. This is a really good exercise. It really is. Like, I'm really happy that I'm doing this. I'm happy that maybe someone is watching it too. So thank you for watching if you've made it this far, and tell me some other things you want me to talk about besides the news and random ramblings that I've gotten to. All right. See you on the next adventure. Oh, wait. Right. Okay, I forgot 2 things. One, oh my God, have the robocall started for you too? Yesterday, I started getting robocalls. You know, there's telemarketer calls where like spam calls where you don't know the number and they call you like multiple times. I got one yesterday and then I got another one today. And there's been like this really long break because I think the government cracked down on the spam calls, but now they're starting back up. They figured out a way, or just a new wave of people who don't know the U.S. laws. But all the people are mostly like in India and other countries, so they don't really care about U.S. laws. Okay, and then number 2, today is Mid Autumn Festival, and because you can take the girl out of Taiwan, but you can't take the Taiwan out of the girl, I still want to do a barbecue tonight, and I haven't had the opportunity in years past to do this, so today is the day, and I've already got the supplies. I'll do a video on this one, but I got the tofu and the veggies. I was gonna get fish balls and I forgot. Got the skewers. I got all the stuff to make a fire, so I'm gonna make a fire later, and then we're gonna barbecue some veggies and tofu with the barbecue sauce. And I'm so excited because I got the last of the Taiwan famous barbecue sauce. What is it called? Yoming. I only call it the Yoming Kaoro Jiang. It's just like the famous one, the famous Kaoro barbecue sauce. And I got the last one. It's really spicy. I think the regular one was already sold out, but I got the last one. I'm so excited. So tonight we're going to do barbecue and it's going to be exciting. I think my boyfriend is going to be bored because it's just, it's really just like a Thanksgiving where people come together and they have barbecue together and just kind of sit in their plastic chairs and relax and get your tongs. Oh, I had to get the tongs, the metal tongs. They're in the other room. The tongs to do the barbecue. I didn't get a brush. I think I have a brush already, but I think that's not going to be a big issue. But yeah, look at this nasty hair. Oh well. All right, well, thanks for watching, and now see you on the next adventure. Bye.
We all have our special priorities, but for me to look and see the changes and to listen to Kamala, cogent, direct, says what she thinks, runs an office well, it is so very special. And if you will come over here on my right-hand side, I want to do what you asked me to do, and I want to share my pride. And so, Dr. Harris, I know for Kamala, It is really extraordinarily meaningful that you can be here today. Most of us, I think many of us, when we reach these positions, for one reason or another, our parents aren't here. So Kamala, this is so special for you.
Yes.
As you raise your right hand, and why don't I take that? If you raise your right hand and repeat after me, I, Kamala Harris,
I, Kamala Harris,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California.
that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of California,
That I take this obligation freely,
that I take this obligation freely,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter
and that I will well and faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter
during such time as I hold the office of District Attorney of the City and County of San Francisco.
during such time as I hold the office of District Attorney for the City and County of San Francisco.
Congratulations.